Welcome everyone to this week's video. Today we are on Fish Friday number 107 and we have a good one for you today. Today's fish is definitely a big portion of the aquarium world. I promise you, if you've ever had fish before, you have seen these. If you've been in a pet store, you have seen these fish, but you probably won't recognize it from the first picture. Today's fish that we're going to be talking about is bam, the guppy. Now I know you're thinking, guppy, you're used to seeing guppies like this. Let me zoom out. This or any of these. That's when you hear guppy, you probably are thinking that. But in all actuality, this is more what the wild guppy is supposed to look at. Okay, now let's get into this. Guppy, or scientific name Poecilia reticulata. Again, that is Poecilia reticulata. It is part of the family Poecilidae. Which is, as if you remember from the Western mosquito fish episode, is the family of live bears. A little bit of a misnomer. There are some species in this family that do lay eggs, but I believe all of the North and South American species are internally fertilized. They are live bears. I'm not 100% sure. I had to think a little bit, but I think all the ones in there. Anyway, so guppies, they are a natural fish. They are native to Northeast South America, but they are found all over the world. They are actually found on every continent except Antarctica. And very similar to the mosquito fish, they were actually transplanted for mosquito control, and these were probably worse than the mosquito fish. I mean, it's kind of hard to judge, but like, I really don't think they were good for mosquito control. So obviously, epic failure. Now, the aquarium trade had a big role to do with this as well. You know, these are very popular aquarium fish, and people sadly go out, dump their aquariums. They're like, well, they're fish, but it's caused a massive wreck to the native ecosystems where aquariums have gone. They tend to thrive in small streams and pools, backwaters, really like vegetation, highly vegetated areas in the natural environment. They are not reliably found in like large rivers or really swift, fast-flowing water, but they can be found there. They are extremely adaptable, which is why the aquarium trade has caused such a problem. When these fish are dumped, they can just survive. There are actually populations that have completely survived in saltwater. They have adapted to live in saltwater and definitely can survive in that brackish water. I mean, these fish can live anywhere. They're really good at staying alive. However, as most of you know, guppies are a small fish. Males are 1.5 to 3.5 centimeters, which is 0.6 to 1.4 inches. Females are about 3 to 6 centimeters, which is 1.2 to 2.4 inches. I'm just going to be honest, I've never seen a female larger than 2.2. If I saw a 2.4 inches, that'd be the grandmother of all guppies. That's bigger than I've ever heard of. Probably wrong. And I am talking about wild type. I know you get some of those like veil tails, or the placket tails, or the moon tails, and all the other freaking tails, the lyre tails, and all this. Like, there's so many breeds of guppies that, like, yes, I understand that some of those extreme tailed versions can get there, but I'm talking more like the wild guppy sort of size, the general body shape and size. In terms of color, they're pretty much impossible. It's pretty much impossible for me to tell you what there is. Wild type females are this really gray. I love this picture because it's got these two females. They're beautiful. It's got everything that you can see, this little herringbone pattern on the back, clear, just kind of gray, not much there. Males have these splashes of spots or stripes of body color with this little dark spot here. They've got the dark spot on the tail, and they really like these orange stripes or orange spots. But then you get something like this that is just like, I'm not gonna lie, they're beautiful. And then you get like some of these, and it's like, wow, and wow, and you know, there's just so many breeds and color morphs, and it's, you know, insane. It's really insane when you look at these. It was really hard for me to try and find. I was really happy I found this picture right here, because otherwise it would have been, it's so difficult to find normal. I mean, this one has been hybridized with a swordtail. 1000% this has been hybridized with a swordtail. Xiphophorus, I believe. Xiphophorus. Anyway, swordtails. Go look them up. Beautiful fish, actually. Love them to death. So anyway, trying to give you those colors it's pretty damn impossible for me to give you a color. Freaking rainbow. There you go. Yeah, so there's all these guppy breeds, and something that's actually interesting note that I was not aware of. There's actually I don't know where that went. Fancy. There's actually an International Fancy Guppy Association. That's very, very active. These people are very there. I mean, there is actual master breeder somewhere I saw. Shows judges, like there are judges. Yes, there's a master breeder program. And there's only this many that have made it. I mean, this is impressive, actually. I don't know what it takes to become a master breeder. Oh, here's the criteria for becoming a master breeder. Anyway, like, this is crazy. I mean, this is an older society as well. It is, I don't want to say bonkers. I don't want to, you know, offend anyone, but like, it is crazy what people will do for these fancy guppy breeds. So that's why it's also impossible for me to give you a price. I love these wild type guppies. I think they're gorgeous, in my opinion. I might be a little biased, but I think they're gorgeous. That means I can get guppies that I love for like 10 cents, because I can buy 200 of them for 20 bucks. Like, it's crazy. Then there's your fancy guppies that I have seen go on market. The most expensive guppy I've ever seen, and I saw this personally on a fish auction website, went for $1,300 US. Bonkers, actually. That was insane. It was a beautiful fish, don't get me wrong, but it was crazy. So now we're gonna get into the interesting fact that we're gonna end the video on. I know I've been kind of rambling this episode. Makes up for last episode where we were a little short. It goes back kind of to the mosquito fish. The live bearing things. These are highly prolific live bearers. They are very good. That's one reason why they're very invasive. The gestation period of guppies, they do vary, but they only vary from like 20 to 60 days. It's not a large deal. And then basically right after giving birth, they can breed again. They're very, very prolific, something like every 3 months or so. As you can see here, and just like the western mosquito fish, the males do have that gonopodium, which is that modified fin that allows them to deposit the bundles of spermatozoa, which are called spermatozoomata. There we go, spermatozoomata, which are bundles of spermatozoa, which are bundles of sperm. Wow. Those are transferred to the females through the gonopodium. The female guppies they actually select their males, which that was actually kind of interesting. Females actually do select. They're not just willy-nilly. They actually do like mates, and even on the fancy guppies, they actually tend to migrate to males that have these orange spots, especially on the side back here and on the tail, which I found incredibly interesting on that. That's not something that I would have expected. Anyway, so the females can do that, but here's the interesting fact is they have a sperm storage mechanism. They can actually store the sperm for up to 8 months, meaning 8 months after being bred by a male, a female can actually do that, and she can have multiple males breed with her, and she can actually, through I'm not entirely sure, the mechanisms are kind of beyond me. She can actually select, or the sperm is selected. I'm unsure of it. Like I said, the mechanism. She can store multiple male sperms and then select which ones go into her ovaries and make babies. Like, it's insane. But because of that sperm storage mechanism, this is where like the really interesting fact is, these are one of the few fish where the males are capable of posthumous reproduction, meaning that the female can mate with a male and can give birth to the male's offspring well after the male's death, which means that these males are okay with being flashy. They do what is called predator inspection. If there's a predator for them, they will actually go up and investigate. They gain more information. It puts them in a lot of danger, but they can afford to be in more danger because they've already passed on their genetic material to the next generation. So these fish are actually rather bold, but that's why they're actually really good aquarium pets, because they are so prolific at passing on their genetic material. That makes them a lot less shy in aquariums, which is what caused them to be so popular. And the fact that you can have 10,000 of them. But thank you guys so much again. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you again. If I don't, please be safe. Have a great day. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you do, I really appreciate it. Hope to see you again. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. And peace.